played was, a testament to how he's progressed and how hard he's worked. Great kid, great player. First to practice, first to the meeting rooms, and he's just a pleasure to coach.
You sure do put a lot of responsibility on him with the mic and with the checks he has to make, and he says he trades off with Cam a lot on those responsibilities, but it's still a lot to put on a redshirt freshman. Just how has he handled that, in your opinion?
I think he's done a great job. Him and Furlano, even if Furlano didn't play a ton on Saturday, they both take pride in making sure each other are on the same page with knowing all the fronts, and knowing all the checks and all the stunts. And, Cam takes a lot of pride in helping Benardrick and helping Bo and all those guys. So I think it's just a sign of maturity on Cam's part. And, I think we're putting a lot of, onus on Benardrick and a lot of faith in him to do what he's been doing.
He's bypassed Cam for most tackles on the team this week.
How about that?
Yeah. Any trash talk in the meeting room?
No, I think they're really close. The big thing, the big challenge that I put on Cam is just to be a leader, be selfless. Put the team above himself, and he's done that. I think the way everybody's gotten to know Cam over the last 3 to 4 years is how he's a team first guy, and stats are great, but the team being 5-0 probably means more to Cam than anything.
Jeff, I know you don't recruit guys to sit on the bench, but was there a point in the spring, in fall camp, where you were like, with Benardrick, where it was like, hey, even as a redshirt freshman, we got to get him on the field. And we probably got to get him on the field a lot.
Right, yeah. I mean, he did a great job last preseason, but, we had, Brandon Wilson, those guys, and we had Jamie Jones and a lot of talented kids. So it was a good thing that we were able to redshirt him. And I think the development of a year under Coach Bayless, the same thing with Zach Jackson. He had 3 special teams tackles on Saturday. He's really understanding how to play the game, on special teams. And both of those guys are pleasures to coach.
Cam's tackle numbers are down. Is that a product of being able to rely more on guys like Benardrick and Deontay's development?
Well, I think people know where Cam is now. And you've got John Banks sitting over there too, and you got Nico Whitley over there. So it's not a friendly environment to run to into the short side of the field. So I think all of it, is a combination. And but Cam is as productive to the defense and as productive to the team, regardless of what the stats play. I mean, he's making the plays that are coming to him, and you watch some plays that Benardrick made Saturday are a lot of times the result of Cam taking on blocks or spiking gaps or pulling double teams off, and just the amount that Cam's producing for this defense can't be measured in just tackles alone.
You guys rushed a lot, 3-man fronts a lot. Was it safe to say your linebackers were maybe going sideline to sideline more than going forward against Kentucky? Is that just because of the way who you were playing, what you were doing, and all that? Just because you were able to get pressure with 3 guys?
Yeah, I mean it was a nice dynamic. I mean you saw Matt and Deontay setting the edge on the defense, and Benardrick and Cam in the middle, and changing things up looks wise that are sometimes imperceptible. The little things we were doing schematically, but it's a nice advantage to have guys like Matt and Deontay out there setting the edge for us.
Looking at Tennessee, everybody talks about the passing game, but the running game has been quietly pretty solid.
Right.
I guess you guys kind of in the middle there. What's your plan of attack?
They got some good players across the board. I mean, it's going to be a great matchup Saturday night out there, and I think everybody's excited about it. They're really good players.
They seem to run a little more side to side. At least a couple of games I've been able to watch than maybe some of the past teams you've played that have gone direct their coverage.
It depends on the personnel grouping they're in. There's certain personnel groupings that they're more of a downhill-based run, and then there's other personnel groupings that they're more, side to side. So it's just, keying in on the personnel groupings, keying on the backfield sets like we always do, and, trying to get a beat on, who they want to be, and then as the game goes on, makes adjustments to what they're doing.
How do you feel?
Tyler's got a strong arm, but you got that tight end Rivera. Keep an eye on how
they got players everywhere. So, and I don't know if they have a weakness on the whole offense. And they're good up front. They're good at tight end. The fullback's a big, strong kid. The receivers are really good. The quarterback can make plays. So it's going to be a great challenge.
How do you feel about the linebackers? It seems like they played pretty good pass defense this year.
They have. They've done a good job all the way around. And guys like Darius Slade and John Banks out there, patrolling the back end, they make everybody look better.
How do you feel about the chess match between Tyler Bray and Cam? I mean, eventually the ball's got to get snapped,
Right.
both those two guys, it seems like in the league, have the ability to do the Peyton Manning
Right,
thing.
and they both are heady players, so I'm just excited. And I think Cam's fired up about it too. Just he enjoys that part of the game. He's really good at it.